Hello, I'm Patricia McNeely from Chicago, Illinois. I am an Illumined Blu-ray twin flame. How are you today? It's about time for us to talk about being disillusioned on this journey. And that's the topic of this, disillusioned. I want to let you know that disillusionment happens. It happened a couple years ago with a batch of people. It's happening again with a batch of people. And in some ways, it is very important now, especially in this isolation, because you have a grand opportunity here to do something about it. What is the disillusionment? Well, part of this does involve your mind. It involves the ego mind. What are the disillusions? That you're not a twin flame, you don't have a twin flame, you're doing it wrong, or you've been deceived into somehow thinking that somehow this isn't real. And believe me, you cannot make this stuff up. The things that you experience, your mind will try to talk you out of it, but the mind is working overtime. Take your mind off the time clock. Stop working overtime on this through your mind, because that part is doing it wrong. If you are analyzing, when the mind is working, it's analyzing, it's trying to fit things into tidy boxes, label it, make it all neat and tidy so that it's understandable, because that's how we work down here. The car is blue. That's how things work here. But what if for someone who sees the color blue, they think, ooh, yummy. That tastes just like whatever. And by the way, yes, blue is yummy. I should know I'm a Blu-ray. So let's get back to here. The old mind is dying, and it's really dying big time because you can't keep it up. Nobody can keep it up. It's hard to keep perpetuating this stuff year after year after year, with saying that, keep working. You have to focus on yourself. And you have to focus on what isn't working for you, because it's not going to keep working no matter how hard you do it. So this does involve doubts. It does involve addictions, because believe it or not, even if you don't have an addiction, your twin flame might. And that can have a big effect on the mind, because it affects the central nervous system. And it doesn't matter what that addiction is. It could be money speculation, it could be gambling, it could be gaming, it could be fighting. And those are just some of them, on top of drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, things you inhale, things that make you feel less than, things that get you high, things that put you to sleep, whatever it is. Addictions and old primal behaviors driven by that old primal part of yourself. You're ascending angels. What did you activate for? So that you could analyze everything to death? No, that is so not the reason. So I call this kind of energy the pendulum, because it can swing all the way to the extreme, where people either believe or are told. And again, catch those kind of things. What are you being told? And who is telling you anyway? My God in heaven. It's usually not God, because God has a lot better information for you than, ooh, there's a curse. But I mean, that can feel very real, because the mind works overtime on that. It really does. Curses, black magic. Guess what holds that in place? Addictions. Guess what holds that in place? Old primal fears. You seeing what I'm saying here? Trickery. Have you been tricked? Have you been talked out of something? Have you had your hope taken away? Have you had someone say, "Oh, look there," and then, run away with your stuff? Sure you have. Manipulations. These always are the mind at work, and somebody pitting their mind against yours. Love bombing. I love you, I love you, I love you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, get out of here. What's up with that? Why should someone be subjected to that? They want you when they want you the way they want you to do what they want to do. That goes way beyond general everyday narcissism. That is so stuck in primal, it isn't even funny. And there is the old go crazy. At the extreme, you can feel like you're going crazy. And I do mean literally where you feel like you're going crazy. And if you do, you need some help for that. You cannot extract this stuff all by yourself. You need my kind of help, the kind that knows these energies and can see beyond it. What can this include? Hearing voices, hearing admonitions, feeling things from the other side of your union where it seems as though, you're gleaning some stuff and you're just kind of saying, this is crazy stuff. Is it crazy? Am I crazy? You're not crazy. It's just time to get this done, because you can't walk around like that. And believe me, there's plenty of people, because why? It falls into these categories. They doubt who they are. They doubt it can ever be gotten rid of. They get talked out of things. They have addictions. They have old primal behaviors. And the mind is operating all of it. And the more you stimulate your mind with this stuff, the more lost you're going to be in it. What else? Well, the pendulum swings the other way. On the mild side, you do have mild depression, feeling oogie, feeling out of energy. Who is draining your energy? And this can add to the disillusionment. If it feels to you that somebody's taking something and you're blocked and you start losing your encouragement on this path, please know that this is on the mild side of this weird pendulum that the mind is doing. Because sometimes to the mind, there's no other way. You just roll over and play dead. You roll over, you play possum, you play dead, you throw in the towel, you give up. And I'm telling you, don't give up when you feel like that. Seek the proper help, which can help you energetically. It can make you feel bipolar. It can leave you off balance. Have you ever had a relationship where you just really don't even know where you stand with the person? It could have happened in school. You could have someone who was a teacher, and yet somehow they were such an enigma, a mystery, that you didn't even know where you stood with anything. You didn't know what grade you were getting. You didn't know if they liked your work, they didn't like your work. But I'm telling you, when it comes to love, those things come up and they really perpetuate the deep damage that's there. Now, though this is on the mild side, being kept off balance is an abuse pattern. You can feel frustrated and impatient, and you can feel like you wait and you wait and you wait, and you go to the internet and there's a report of another portal and nothing happens for you. Why aren't you making it happen? What can you do to start making some things happen? What about fears? Okay, old primal behaviors and fears. Fears come up on a daily basis. We live in a fearful world. We have everything from tiny viruses to giant animals and cataclysmic events that happen, volcanoes, earthquakes, floods, tidal waves, tsunamis, which are the same thing. Those things happen. Sinkholes, landslides, mudslides, forest fires. Only you can prevent the forest fire of your union. Don't let this stuff burn you down. Please, there is a new way. It is through your twin flame body. Your twin flame body doesn't want to live in this department of the universe anymore. You, the higher you, doesn't want your mind running the show the way it has been, or your twin flame's mind, because it's not just one mind. It's two people with two minds, two egos, and a whole lot of chaos, swinging the pendulum one way, back and forth, taking turns or draining each other's energy. Doesn't have to be that way. How do you do this? You have to lift up. You have to get rid of things. And not only can it not stay attached to you, and I'm telling you this is not a passive thing like, oh, that attachment fell away. There are things that you have to let go of. You're not a shrinking violet either. You're not a victim. You can't be in victim mode for some of this stuff. You can be in hermit mode, but victim mode is not where you live. Why else are people disillusioned? Because sometimes no matter what work they do, they're not seeing results. But I don't know all the work that people are doing. People talk about doing self-work, self-love, inner child work, and sometimes, for reasons unknown, it is not making a dent. But I will tell you the number one reason. It doesn't include engaging the body. It's only engaging the mind. Just like if you were to offer someone forgiveness or ask for forgiveness, if they slam the door in your face, you're going to still feel that it's unforgiven. How do you get rid of that and let it go between you and that person? What if they ask you for forgiveness and you say, it's granted, I forgive, but I can never forget. And I'm always going to bring this up every single time I can. Another person is like, but you're forgiving me. No. And you see, love doesn't operate that way. Love actually enables you to fully throw out past patterns and lighten up and truly let go. So I have a little example here for you. Your body, as you live in it, your human body is a carbon-based life form. And many people maybe can relate to this. This is a seashell. Okay, this is a seashell. And we'll let this represent the Lemurian consciousness and many of the Seraphim and Ophanim people. Do you know who you are? I know who you are. I tell you that in my twin flame reading. Let's see what happens. What happens when we go into the watery ocean of the heart of love in our old carbon-based form? We sink in it. We're sinking. Now, what happens when we get ourselves together and not use our mind and use some of Patricia's techniques to get you lightened up, airy, feeling the lightness of your being, feeling the love again? You're lighter than that, and you're a little bit up. So this is a lava rock, and lava rocks have air. They're porous. They actually do have much more air than carbon. And this is what happens with your light body, is that you become a transformed person from inside your human body. And that too is part of the disillusionment. Some people have been told in other past cultures, it's not for you, it's only for a select group, or it's only for the monks and the nuns who took the vow to ascend, and you're stuck, or it's not for this life, you have another 7 go-arounds of lives before you'll be worthy of it. This is not a sense of being worthy. This is a sense of finding who you are from within and connecting it to you from above so that you float up. That's supposed to float. You can sink down very quickly, okay? And all of the tears in the world, if you weep, what are you weeping for? You're reaping for some of this, being disillusioned, being someone who has felt that maybe this all isn't real. It's not something that is for you. Maybe it took you so far because, hey, I'm a better person for it. Met that person, now I'm a better person, and I can let this all go. I'm going to tell you something. If you persist, you will be ahead of the game. If you drag your feet, you can still roll around to going through ascension symptoms and tripping through it, because this doesn't stop. Once you get started, it really doesn't stop. You can pause if your higher self thinks you're too, there's too many things that you think you have to overcome. But honestly, I would encourage you, please persist with things. There is a new way, because there is a new body which is connecting you and your other half from the next level and from soul level. I make it easier. I have a couple of things to help you. I have 6 books. One in particular I would recommend is Twin Flame Ascension and Breath, or have a twin flame reading or a spirit body energy session. That helps you get your energy moving. And there's so much that comes through. The sessions have been amazing with seeing people's points of origin, past life, a little bit of what happened, why, so that some of this makes sense. It puts it in a context and it's not so abstract. And we do spend a little bit of time. I give you some homework because I fully believe that you should be empowered. The feminine is not empowered because they have a man. The feminine is empowered when she finds her divine feminine within, and it gets uncluttered with all this stuff from the past. It gets uncluttered from all that stuff. And this is particularly important, especially for people who have had past lives where those things have been a part of the duality that exists here. So if you want to get better, feel the love again, please reach out to me or email me at twinflamesmerge@gmail.com or twinflamebody@gmail.com. The links are below, and as you can see, I specialize in this, and I have done this for several years. I've seen these cycles, and this is a biggie, and this is time to do something. If you've been watching and you're not really sure what to do, you came to the right place, because I believe in getting it done. I've had numerous people come and find me after they have gotten huge second mortgages on their house, $20,000. I mean, I've heard of stuff that I can't even believe, and they've waited in line to do it. I believe in getting things done, and getting to it so that you can get on with living. Okay? Don't be disillusioned. Come and get yourself empowered, because you're here to be in love, and you better believe it, and you better believe it's delicious, because it is. Thank you. Bye.